You felt it this morning, didn't you? That sudden wave of emotion that washed over you out of nowhere. That unexplainable pull in your chest that made you stop whatever you were doing. Even if just for a moment. Your heart whispered a name. A face appeared in your mind's eye. And for reasons you couldn't quite explain, you found yourself here, right now, watching this message. That wasn't coincidence. That was divine intervention. The angels have been holding back this revelation, waiting for the exact right moment when your soul would be ready to receive what I'm about to share with you. They stopped me from revealing this until now because the timing had to be absolutely perfect. And today, in this very moment, you are finally ready to hear your soulmate's secret confession. If you're feeling this pull right now, if your spirit is confirming that you were meant to find this message today, type in the comments, "I am ready to receive this blessing." And please subscribe to this channel because the angels have more messages coming specifically for you. And breaking this chain of divine communication could delay what's already on its way to you. Before we go any further, I need you to understand something crucial. The universe doesn't operate on our timeline. The angels don't speak in the language of minutes and hours that we've created in this physical realm. They communicate through feelings, through synchronicities, through those moments that make you pause and wonder if something greater is at play. The fact that you're here right now, that you clicked on this video among the millions of others you could have chosen, that you felt compelled to stay even though you might not fully understand why. This is a universe confirming that you are part of something much bigger than you realize. Your soul recognized the frequency of this message before your conscious mind even processed the title. That recognition, that knowing, that's your spiritual team working behind the scenes to bring you exactly what you need at exactly the right time. For weeks now, I've been receiving downloads from the angelic realm about a specific group of souls. These are the individuals who have been walking through what feels like an endless night, wondering if their person, their true divine counterpart, even thinks about them anymore. You've been questioning whether the connection you feel is real or just wishful thinking. You've been trying to move forward, trying to convince yourself that maybe you imagine the depth of what you experience with this person. You've been oscillating between hope and surrender, between holding on and letting go, and this internal battle has been exhausting your spirit. The angels want you to know that they see you. They see every tear you've cried in private, every prayer you've whispered into the darkness, every moment you've wondered if you were foolish for believing in something that seems so far out of reach. But here's what the angels have been holding back from me until this exact moment. Here's what they finally gave me permission to share with you. Your soulmate, your divine counterpart, the person whose soul is intertwined with yours across lifetimes, has been carrying a confession that they haven't been able to voice. This confession isn't something they can easily articulate in the physical world because it requires a level of vulnerability that terrifies them. It requires them to acknowledge truths about themselves that they've been running from, perhaps for years, perhaps for their entire life. This person's been on their own journey, one that the angels orchestrated specifically to prepare them for the sacred union that's destined between you. And part of that preparation has involved them facing their shadows, confronting their fears, and dismantling protective walls they built around their heart. The confession is this: they think about you constantly, not just occasionally, not just when something reminds them of you, but in a way that has become woven into the fabric of their daily existence. When they wake up, you're their first thought. When they go to sleep, you're the last energy they connect with before drifting off. In between, in those quiet moments when their mind isn't occupied with the demands of the physical world, you're there. They've tried to rationalize this connection. They've tried to convince themselves that what they feel is based on nostalgia or familiarity or some psychological need they haven't addressed. But the truth they're finally beginning to accept is that this goes deeper than anything their logical mind can explain. This is a soul recognition, and no amount of mental gymnastics can diminish its power. Here's what they haven't told you, what they're afraid to admit even to themselves. They know they weren't ready before. They know that when you were in their life, or when you crossed paths, or during whatever interaction you had, they weren't operating from their highest self. They were caught in patterns, trapped in fears, limited by beliefs that kept them from seeing the gift that was right in front of them. And now, as they're doing the inner work, as they're evolving and healing, and becoming the person they were always meant to be, they're realizing what they had and what they walked away from or failed to fully embrace. This realization hasn't come as a gentle awareness. It's hit them like a thunderbolt, shaking the very foundation of how they see themselves and their choices. The angels are showing me that this person is going through what can only be described as a spiritual awakening. Events in their life have forced them to question everything they thought they knew about love, about connection, about what truly matters. They're being stripped of the superficial pursuits and false securities they once clung to. The universe is literally reorganizing their entire reality to align them with their soul's true purpose. And that purpose is intrinsically connected to you. They're feeling called to reach out, but they're grappling with shame, with regret, with the fear that they've damaged something irreparably. They're wondering if you've moved on, if you found someone else, if the door they once walked through is now permanently closed. But here's what the angels want you to understand. This divine timing, this period of separation and silence, wasn't a punishment. It was a necessary part of both of your journeys. You needed this time to grow into your own power, to remember who you are beyond any relationship, to build an unshakable foundation of self-love and spiritual connection. And they needed this time to break down and rebuild, to transform from the person they were into the person capable of meeting you at the level this connection demands. The separation has been serving both of you, even though it's felt like torture at times. Every moment of longing, every instance of missing them, every prayer you've sent out into the universe has been creating energetic bridges, strengthening the invisible cords that connect your souls. The angels are asking you to do something powerful right now. If you feel in your spirit that this message is speaking directly to your situation, comment below, "I trust in divine timing." This affirmation isn't just words. It's a declaration to the universe that you're ready to step into alignment with what's meant for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now, because the messages coming in the next few days are going to provide you with the specific guidance you need for what's about to unfold. Now, I need to share something that might surprise you. The angels are revealing that your soulmate has been receiving signs about you too. They've been seeing your name in unexpected places, hearing songs that remind them of you, experiencing dreams where you appear with startling clarity. They've been noticing number sequences, particularly combinations that hold significance to your connection. Every time they try to dismiss these signs as random coincidence, another one appears, more obvious than the last. The universe isn't subtle when it has a message to deliver, and your soulmate is being bombarded with confirmations that this connection is real, that it matters, that it's worth fighting for. What they're confessing in the spiritual realm, what their soul is screaming even when their human self remains silent, is that they were wrong. They were wrong to let fear dictate their choices. They were wrong to prioritize security over soul connection. They were wrong to believe that they could find with someone else what exists uniquely between the two of you. This realization is humbling them, breaking them open in ways that are painful but necessary. They're discovering that true strength isn't about maintaining control or protecting themselves from vulnerability. True strength is about having the courage to acknowledge when you've made a mistake, to own your part in creating pain, and to do whatever it takes to make things right. The angels are also showing me that there's been a recent shift in the energetic field surrounding your connection. Something has changed in the last few weeks, perhaps even in the last few days. A blockage has been removed, a lesson has been learned, a healing has taken place that has opened up new possibilities. This shift might have coincided with you letting go in a new way, with you surrendering the outcome and choosing to focus on your own peace and growth. That surrender, that release, create a vacuum that the universe is now filling with movement and momentum. When you stop chasing, when you stop trying to force or control, you create space for divine orchestration to work its magic. Your soulmate is being guided to take action, but the angels want you to understand that this action might not look the way you expect. It might not be a grand romantic gesture or a perfectly articulated declaration of love. It might be something small at first, a tentative reaching out, a testing of the waters to see if there's still an opening. The angels are encouraging you not to let pride or hurt close your heart to these initial attempts at reconnection. This doesn't mean you should abandon your boundaries or accept less than you deserve. It means staying open to the possibility that people can change, that growth is real, that second chances can lead to something even more beautiful than what came before. There's something else the angels need you to know. Your soulmate's confession includes an acknowledgement of the spiritual nature of your bond. Even if they're not someone who typically thinks in these terms, even if they've been skeptical about concepts like soulmates and divine timing, they're having experiences that are forcing them to expand their understanding of reality. They're realizing that what exists between you can't be explained by physical attraction or common interests or convenient timing. There's a recognition happening at the soul level, a remembering of agreements made before you both incarnated into this lifetime. They're beginning to understand that meeting you wasn't random, that the intensity of connection wasn't manufactured, that the pull they feel toward you is their soul calling them home. This person is also confessing their fear. They're afraid that they've hurt you too deeply, that you've built walls they won't be able to penetrate, that the opportunity they once had is gone forever. They're afraid of their own capacity to mess this up again, to let their wounds and patterns sabotage something sacred. They're afraid of the level of transformation that being with you would require, because they're starting to realize that this connection demands authenticity, demands growth, demands a willingness to continually evolve. But underneath that fear is a growing determination, a strengthening resolve, a recognition that running from this connection would be running from their own destiny. The angels want you to prepare yourself, not with anxiety or expectation, but with an open heart and clear boundaries. They want you to continue focusing on your own healing, your own growth, your own connection to the divine. They want you to trust that if this reunion is meant to happen, it will unfold in a way that honors both of you. They want you to know that you're not waiting in vain, that every moment of this journey has been preparing you for something extraordinary. The work you've been doing on yourself, the healing you've been committed to, the spiritual practices you've been developing, all of this has been building a foundation strong enough to hold the kind of love your soul has been calling in. Here's the practical guidance the angels are offering you today. They want you to create a simple daily practice that will keep you aligned with the highest outcome of the situation. Every morning when you wake up, before you check your phone or get caught up in the demands of the day, place your hand on your heart and speak these words out loud. Divine Source, I trust that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. I release my need to control how, or when my soulmate returns to me. I focus on becoming the highest version of myself, knowing that as I do, I align with the love that is meant for me. I am open to receiving this connection when it serves the greatest good of all involved. I trust in the wisdom of the universe and the guidance of my angels. And so it is. This prayer is powerful because it combines surrender with intention, trust with action. It acknowledges your desire while releasing your attachment to how that desire manifests. It keeps you energetically aligned with the frequency of the love you're calling in rather than the frequency of lack or longing or fear. Say these words with conviction, with feeling, with absolute faith that they're being heard and responded to in the spiritual realm. And then go about your day taking care of yourself, pursuing your passions, nurturing your relationships, building a life that feels fulfilling regardless of whether your soulmate is physically present in it. The angels are also encouraging you to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that are showing up in your own life. You might be seeing repeated numbers, especially sequences like 1111, 222, or 555. You might be hearing their name mentioned in conversations, or seeing it appear in unexpected places. You might be having vivid dreams where you're receiving messages or experiencing reunion scenarios. Don't dismiss these experiences as wishful thinking or coincidence. These are confirmations from your spiritual team that you're on the right path, that your prayers are being heard, that movement is happening in the unseen realms even when you can't yet perceive it in the physical world. There's also guidance here about protecting your energy during this time. Not everyone needs to know about this connection or understand what you're going through. Some people in your life might try to convince you to move on, to stop believing, to settle for something less than what your soul knows is possible. Their advice usually comes from a good place, from a desire to protect you from disappointment. But they're operating from a limited perspective. They can't see what you see, feel what you feel, or know what you know in the depths of your being. It's okay to keep this journey private, to share only with those who have the spiritual capacity to hold space for your truth without judgment or skepticism. Your soulmate's secret confession is also about the future they're beginning to envision with you. They're allowing themselves to imagine what life could look like if they had the courage to fully show up for this connection. They're picturing moments of deep intimacy, not just physical, but emotional and spiritual. They're imagining conversations that last for hours, adventures you would take together, a partnership built on mutual support and genuine understanding. They're seeing a future where they don't have to hide parts of themselves, where they can be fully seen and fully accepted, where love doesn't require them to diminish or pretend. This vision is both exhilarating and terrifying because it represents everything they've ever wanted but never believed they could actually have. The angels want you to understand that your role in this isn't to wait passively or to pine away in hope. Your role is to continue becoming, to continue evolving, to continue choosing yourself and your growth every single day. When the reunion happens, and the angels are showing me that it will happen when the timing is divinely aligned, you need to be standing firmly in your power, clear about your worth, certain about what you will and won't accept. This connection has the potential to be extraordinary, but only if both people show up as the best versions of themselves, willing to do the work that conscious partnership requires. As we close this message, I want you to take a deep breath and place both hands over your heart. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat, that steady reminder that you're alive, that you have purpose, that your presence in this world matters. In this moment, send love to your soulmate, wherever they are, not from a place of neediness or desperation, but from a place of genuine compassion and soul recognition. Silently acknowledge the journey they've been on, the growth they've been experiencing, the courage it will take for them to step forward, and then bring that love back to yourself, filling your own heart with the same compassion, the same grace, the same unconditional acceptance. The angel stopped me from sharing this message until now, because you needed to reach this exact point in your journey. You needed to develop the strength, the wisdom, the spiritual awareness to receive this information and use it wisely. Trust that everything has been divinely orchestrated. Even the painful parts, even the moments that felt like setbacks. Your soulmate's confession is real. Their feelings are genuine. The connection you feel isn't one-sided or imagined. And when the time is right, when both of you have completed the preparation that this sacred union requires, you'll come together in a way that exceeds anything you could have planned or predicted. Until then, keep walking your path with faith, with grace, and with absolute trust in the divine timing that governs all things. The angels are with you, guiding you, supporting you, and celebrating every step you take toward the love that is your birthright.